Hi people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to look at how to draft terms of reference for an evaluation. If I'm an M&E consultant, you've probably come across adverts asking for consultants in either feasibility studies, baseline studies, impact evaluation, and you have to produce terms of references. So today we're going to look at how we can actually come up with terms of reference to conduct an evaluation. So what is exactly terms of reference, or TRRs, or TRR? The terms of reference is a singular term that refers to a document that details an assignment for an individual evaluator or team of evaluators. And TRR is just a plural of terms of reference. The terms of reference spell out an evaluation manager's requirements and expectations related to an evaluation review and of a similar study. So here you're spelling out what exactly are your requirements and expectations in regards to the evaluation you are supposed to actually carry out. This is normally developed at the planning phase for an assignment and is used to attract or hire an evaluation consultant through a competitive selection process. So you've seen adverts, so there are normally people who give in their TRLs and then shortlisted or selected to actually finally hire one of the consultants to do an evaluation. The TRLs are clearly detailed parameters for why and whom the evaluation is being done. You have to stipulate that why and whom the evaluation is being done, what it intends to accomplish, how it will be accomplished, who will be involved in the evaluation, which milestones will be reached, when the evaluation will be, and when the evaluation will be completed, and what resources do you hope to be able to use to conduct the evaluation. So what are the functions of the terms of reference? One, they share the background knowledge and provide the rationale for an evaluation. Gives a brief review of the knowledge regarding the program and its effects to inform the evaluation consultants. It identifies the specific evaluation questions. These are very crucial for you to include in your TRLs. So the TRL helps to build an understanding of the scope, process, and expectations for the desired task, and it presents information about why the evaluation is being conducted, its objectives, and its intended use. Still defining the TRL, this typically specifies the scope of the evaluation. It highlights the governance and accountability arrangements. It also stipulates the roles and responsibilities that the team is going to carry out and the coordination arrangements, and also shows the hierarchy for accountability and structure of resources. It sets the guiding principles of values, specify the research ethics and procedures in new TRLs, it helps present the expected profile of the evaluation team. You also have to include that in your TR, and also the desired experience and credentials of the team that is supposed to actually carry out the evaluation. It also defines the deliverables and schedule. Also, you have to include in your TRLs your schedule and the deliverables for the expected work you're supposed to do, and the detailed timeline. So when do we need to draft terms of reference? One, when you're either doing needs assessments or feasibility studies, comprehensive evaluations, individual evaluation tasks, appraisal missions, activity or program reviews, independent activity completion reports, and technical advisory groups or audits. You need to do terms of references for that. Any of those tasks, you're actually supposed to do terms of references for that. So what is exactly in the terms of reference? What do you put when you're drafting your terms of reference? 1. If it's for an evaluation, you have the evaluation topic or title. Yeah, so you can say that the terms of reference for consultancy. 2. Put the evaluation topic, either end of project evaluation or baseline study or feasibility study. 1, that is the first thing on the terms of reference, the title of the TRLs. Then we have the background information and the rationale. Yeah, in the background, here it provides an orientation about the overall program, project, or activity to be evaluated. Yeah, so here I'm just stating things about the program. The background about the program, its objectives, its intended outcomes, which are being evaluated, and then include the rationale for the evaluation, why are you doing the evaluation, and the key evaluation objectives and questions. These are all included in the background information and rationale when you're drafting your TRLs. Still in the background, you can add a history of the program, including how the objectives and outcomes have changed over time. You can still add the context of the program, where it's situated, the organizational, social, political, and regulatory economic context of the program. Then you can still add the roles and responsibilities of the various key stakeholders in designing and implementing the program. All this is in the background information and the rationale for what? For the evaluation. Still, I can add any study evaluations that have been conducted similar to the program activities to that. Yeah, I should also provide the purpose of the evaluation in the background and also an explanation of who has initiated this study and reasons for the timing, including why the timing of that study, either it's an impending shift for the program or stakeholders, relevant policy changes, or it's turnover in management and so forth. You have to include reasons why that's the actual timing for the evaluation to be done. Then include section number 2 is specific objectives of the evaluation and evaluation questions. These are very important. You also get them from from the call for the evaluation. Normally they stipulate them for those evaluations. You see the job postings for consultancies. Yeah, so in objectives, you include of course the objectives that are relevant to the development assistance, goals or predetermined criteria of relevancy, effectiveness, efficiency, sustainability, and impact. So when you're setting your evaluation questions or objectives, you have to keep that in mind, that are they relevant to the evaluation, impact evaluation? How will you be able to assess relevancy using those evaluation questions or objectives? How will you be able to assess the effectiveness of the program or efficiency of the program, sustainability of the program, and impact of the program using the objectives you stated, or the evaluation questions. Then just guidelines on setting the specific evaluation objectives. Avoid a lengthy list of the objectives. Normally, it's very advisable for you to either do 3 to 5, maximum 5 objectives. Use clear outcome-focused language. Do not state the objectives in a technical or process term. You have to be very clear in your objectives. They don't have to be so technical. You just have to be easily understood and so clear. Then in your evaluation questions, they should be also range from broad to being quite specific. An example of a broad question is, what has the program achieved vis-a-vis its objectives? And a specific maybe question, you can still include specific questions as, what is the impact of the program on the minority girls enrollment and dropout? That's it about evaluation objectives and specific questions. All these should be in a logical progression between the purpose of the evaluation. They have to be logical and flowing similarly. The purpose of the evaluation is specific objectives and questions posed in relation to each objective. Questions should be relating to each objective. and questions should be specific and focus on the activity being evaluated. Other evaluation questions can be still when you're stipulating them, you have to, as I said, understand or see that will they be able to measure the relevance and effectiveness of the program, efficiency of the program, effectiveness, impact of the program. Yeah, when you're setting your evaluation questions, you have to keep that in mind. Then another section is the scope of evaluation. This includes the time period and project components covered by the evaluation, the target group. So here, for example, the scope of the time period may be if a project maybe is being carried out in Karamoja, that would be the scope, the regional scope. And it would be like maybe the project had been carried out for the last 3 years, and it would be like from 2020 2023. Yeah, that's the time scope, so include that in the scope of the evaluation. Then the other section is the approach and methodology. This section should outline how the evaluation will be conducted. Yeah, however, many TRLs normally leave room for evaluator to define to have a more detailed methodology in line with the prescribed scope and objectives. Some give you the methodology, but some always leave room for you to define your methodology of how you're actually going to conduct the evaluation. What are the key elements of the methodology? The overarching methodological framework include case studies, sample surveys, desk reviews, mixed methods. So in your methodology, you can decide to say that I'm going to use case studies on this evaluation. I'm going to use sample surveys. I'm going to do a desk review to do this evaluation. I'm going to use mixed method and so forth. Yeah, so the expected data collection analysis methods also include them and describe any instruments you are going to use to collect this data. Yeah. And the outcome and output indicators that are being proposed or have been used to measure the performance, along with the associated baseline and target data, also include them in your methodology. Availability of other relevant data, it's also important. The process for verifying findings, you include that in your methodology and meeting or consultations with the particular stakeholder groups. So you have to outline that maybe I'm going to meet with particular groups in this when I'm doing this research. Maybe I'm going to actually verify these findings with those key stakeholders, and maybe I may need other relevant data to conduct this evaluation. And governance and accountability, this specifies the governance and management arrangements for carrying out the evaluation plan. Here you clarify the roles and responsibilities of your team, and then your reporting frameworks. These are the times that we're going to be reporting on, and this is the report we're going to produce in this time period. This is my team, is stipulate. Then you can include guiding principles and values in your TRL, specify the research ethics and procedures that you're going to follow. This might include fundamental principles of organization, that is commissioning, task transparency, cost effectiveness, collaboration, beneficiaries, hiring. Yeah. Then practices expected evaluation. The evaluator can include that the data is going to be confidential. There is going to be anonymity of responses, making data publicly available in a usable format. Yeah. Or they can include that you're going to do in your TRLs. Then the professional qualifications of your team. Yeah, you include them that are related to the terms of reference that are being speculated. Then your schedules, deliverables, and schedule, you have to include a table of that, more so like a work plan of these are your deliverables, and these are going to be delivered within maybe 2 weeks or 3 days, like that. Yeah. Then include your budget and payment. This is the budget I need for this kind of work. Yeah, for the data analysis, data management, for the team, data collection. Yeah, you include all those items and your budget. Yeah, so that's it on the TRLs. You can also include the structure of your proposal and submission guidelines. This is going to be like the structure of my proposal. Include the structure. Any formats or length, they can give you a stipulate, they can give you a format, but you may need to have your own format, so you stipulate that. But how are you going to submit or transmit? Is it going to be by mail or fax? How many copies are you going to give this theme? Like that, you stipulate. Criteria and timeline for judging proposals. Yeah, this can be stipulated if this is a TRR that is actually requesting for it, for evaluators. So how do you prepare to rate your terms of reference? 1. Establish the need and purpose for the evaluation. Identify and engage stakeholders. Eliminate resources available or need for the evaluation. And then determine whether an external or internal consultant team is what actually needed. That's it about terms of references. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.